Hey everyone, welcome to the UXF channel. Tonight I was just looking through YouTube and doing some things, and I noticed on the top of this page the 10 best ukuleles. See May 2020's top picks. So I'm going to switch over and put this camera feed up in the corner, and let's take a look at this. So it's an ad. Someone has paid YouTube to run this ad, and they say we've compiled 7,200 plus free reviews to find you the best ukuleles. The only guide you need, unbiased and complete. 100 million users served, 1 to 2 day shipping, in stock now. Thousands of wiki reviews, get the best, save up to 70% off. Flexible pricing, types, tools, sports, outdoors, mobile, electronics. So let's visit the site. Here we go. All right, and the site is wiki.ezvid.com. All right, the 10 best ukuleles updated November 28th, 2019 by Gia Vescovi Ciordi. All right, this wiki has been updated 21 times since it was first published in September of 2015. If you're into tiptoeing through the tulips, you may fancy trying your hand at one of these ukuleles, which produce the classic sound that reminds us all of Hawaii. Now that the instrument has become almost mainstream, more and more people want to give it a whirl, which is true, especially in this time of this pandemic. This is being filmed in April 2020. The ukulele specialist stores around the world are selling out of instruments, so it's definitely true. We've included models priced ideally for beginners through, I'm not sure through to what, to instruments good enough for concert performances. When users buy our independently chosen editorial recommendations, we may earn commissions, oh you think, to help fund the wiki. Skip to the best ukulele on Amazon. We'll take a look at that in a second. But they have best mid-range here, best inexpensive, best mid-range, best high-end. I'm a little concerned about the high-end because the high-end looks like an ukulele bass, and most people aren't going to want that, but that's okay. Let's go. 10, the Hamano U30, approximately $30. Not sure that I would promote that as my number 10. A little statement of needs to be retuned often shouldn't be the case after a while with your ukulele. If that's the case, you probably need different strings because most tuners that are friction tuners, which these are not, these are normal geared tuners, should be just fine. All right, number 9, Kala Learn to Play Starter Kit. Yeah, fair enough. Kalas make a great intro instrument. I will say that every Kala I have ever owned has needed adjustment of the action to get the strings a little bit lower at the nut and a little bit lower at the saddle so that they're easier to play, but whatever. It's a good choice. Good choice. Mahalo Ukulele's Rainbow Series. Nope, I could not recommend that to you. Sorry. 7, the Kala Mahogany Soprano. Sure, again, another Kala. If you're going to buy one, the two dealers that I would send you to would be Uke Republic and Mims Ukes because they will set it up for you. You will pay probably the full going price for it, but what you get, and you also, I think you have to pay shipping, I think, with both, but you'll get an ukulele that's set up right. 6, the Ola Music Deluxe. Couldn't do it. I have not played Ola yet. Some of the reviews I've seen, so I need to contact Ola and see if they'd be willing to let me review one of their instruments so I could actually do a fair review of that. Okay, let's go on. Number 5, the Luna Great Wave. I'm of a mixed heart with Luna. I know a lot of people love them. The one that I own, I have one Luna that I bought. I bought the Ziricode model, which is gorgeous. It's a gorgeous instrument. And I managed to fix it up a little bit, especially with sharp fret ends. Every Luna I've ever felt has sharp fret ends. Although that's common, I had to deal with that, put on different strings. It plays okay now, so it's not awful. But if I had a fire in the house, it isn't the first ukulele I'd grab, or even the 10th or 20th that I would grab. So I don't know. I wouldn't put that as my number 5. Number 4, the Oscar Schmidt OU5 bundle. Now, Oscar Schmidt is a really interesting company. Oscar Schmidt, before the ukulele craze, or at the beginning of the ukulele craze, Oscar Schmidt was huge, huge. They had a really good connection with Mike Lynch, who was the first really big YouTube personality. So with that, they make good ukuleles. You still might need to get them set up. You still might have to deal with some sharp fret edges here and there, but they make good stuff. So I can't argue with having them on the list, but at the same time, where you have some really progressive companies like Flight, and there's no hint, I like Flight a lot. Oscar Schmidt has almost disappeared out of the mainstream like ukulele craze. Like here we are, it's like they just expect it to continue. And around me, where I live, there are no dealers of Oscar Schmidt, and I don't know of any of the big dealers. I don't think Uke Republic carries them. I don't think Mems Ukes carries them. I don't think the ukulele site carries them. So if the big vendors aren't carrying a product, it usually tells you something. So that's something to be concerned about. All right, number 3, the Kala Rumbler U-Bass. Odd in the mix. I don't know why that would be in this list, because if you're learning ukulele, you're not looking for a baritone, you're not looking for a bass. Now, there's no question that the Kala basses are awesome. They lead the industry, really, in the idea of a U-bass, but it doesn't belong on this list. Okay, number 2, the Hurricane Concert. Hurricane Concert. Now, I recently reviewed a Hurricane, and I was really impressed. I would definitely recommend the Hurricane, especially in comparison with the product that was competing. It does compete against the Kala, which that same instrument would cost about $250 more if you buy the Kala version, or you can get a little less quality sound, a couple little less nice things, but save yourself a ton of money with the same functionality for a traveler ukulele. So I like Hurricane, but in my list of the top 10, that would be towards the bottom. And that's not being negative. I mean, there's a lot of ukuleles out on the market. And finally, their number 1 is the Ibanez UEW15E. And I don't have really much experience with Ibanez. I can't tell you. I've never seen one in the wild. So it's a gorgeous looking ukulele from this picture. The price isn't out of this world, but I think it's generally a guitar company. And with many guitar companies, you have to be very careful because they like to overbuild their ukuleles. I'll use an example. Mitchell. Mitchell is the brand of Guitar Center, and now Mitchell is carried at all the sub-brands that's owned by Guitar Center. So Woodwind, Brasswind, a few others. Anyway, if you play a Mitchell ukulele, they're all overbuilt. They don't resonate as freely as they could because they're built with a guitar mindset, and they still haven't changed that. That doesn't mean that they're bad, but it means that they're not as good as they could be by actually using less, if that makes sense. So an ukulele's construction is not the same as a guitar. They're similar, but they're not the same. You're dealing with the scale and the issue and vibration. So it could be a wonderful ukulele, but again, to put that as your top choice, I don't know. Now, they've got some special honors here, an Alvarez Regent RU22C, and I'll be honest with you, when I was starting off playing, the Alvarez was one of my choices that I would have loved to have bought. In fact, the RU22C was my choice. I ended up going with the Macala CE Electric. So I do think that Alvarez Regent is a pretty nice ukulele. And then they have smart ukuleles where, and I'm not sure which ones they're talking about, but I've reviewed the Populele in the past. I know that Enya has a new smart ukulele. If you check out Girl Meets Uke, Jody there just recently did a pretty thorough review of Enya's smart ukulele. Someday I'd love to review that one too, because I reviewed the Populay. I'd like to see that. And Populele also has a second generation model of that. So they have some more things in here, some more facts, how to play the ukulele, and then their top pick. So just so you know, then they also have these different little other categories: best electric ukuleles, ukuleles for beginners. Maybe we'll take a look at some of those wikis someday. So I'll probably save this page and come back. Now I play a lot of ukuleles, and every time I see an ukulele that I can play, I play it. If I end up going to a show where there are ukuleles on display, I'm going to play each and every one of them. If I go to like Summer NAMM, which I did last year, I don't think they'll have it this year. I haven't heard any announcements about that yet. But with Summer NAMM, I'm going to play every ukulele that's there because I want to see what they're all about. I have a really hard time believing with this list that you're getting that true, unbiased perspective of what you should buy, especially when there's that Amazon link. And there's nothing wrong with that. Quite honestly, it's okay to refer an instrument or someone else into an instrument with an Amazon link. That's okay if you believe in it. But just looking at the list, it's like, oof, I'm not sure I would choose necessarily these in that order. And a lot of these I wouldn't even have on that top 10 list. So there you go. The 10 best ukuleles, question mark? Not necessarily. All right, I think that wraps up what I wanted to say. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon with some more uke stuff for you.